Pose. Okay.
Yeah. I know last week I didn't even know that we were on live.
And now we are.
Hi, it's me, Bopha.
And I'm Danielle.
And we are back together.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's been since the very first show that we actually have done the live shows together. So
yeah, we kind of like dipped out on each other on the second and third episode, but now we're back for episode number 4. I know. This is getting good.
I know.
I think we're getting
in the hang of it. Yes, it's not. I'm not sweating as much anymore.
I'm still sweating.
I did sweat last week. Last week was a whole story.
Well, and also you were outside in California.
It was nice though. It was just I was nervous. I was so nervous.
It's so good though. So good. I think we have a live. We have one viewer, and I'm like,
for you.
I can't even get
actually, on. Sorry, we are just logging in ourselves.
Yeah.
Here it is. Lon. Hi, Lon.
We'll just go for yours because mine's not right now.
Oh, yours. Okay. Do you need my Wi-Fi? We have fast Wi-Fi here.
Drinking wine again.
She's drinking wine again. We are in my office beauty room that I can't show you guys because it's a hot mess. Actually, my whole house is messy right now. Danielle can...
It's messy.
For that. Yeah, it's really messy.
But
in all areas of my house. But we'll clean it later.
yes, this is what friends do. We bring each other into their dirty houses and we just, chill.
Yeah. Yay. So we have Lon in the house, and we'll wait a little bit, maybe another 5 more minutes, and we'll start talking.
Yes.
So, Danielle, how was your weekend?
It was good. I ate a lot of different restaurants, and I had weddings. I had weddings on Saturday and Sunday, and then I took myself out to eat for a job well done.
Nice.
By myself. I like to eat by myself, you guys. I'm pretty lame, but I like to eat by myself, so that's what I did. I didn't really do anything else.
After work, I do eat by myself too. If I'm not eating with the girls or whatever, I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, it was nice.
I've never gone to a bar by myself, but I've gone to restaurants and stuff.
No, yeah, I don't do bars with myself. Like, I don't really like people talking to me like randomly. It happens like when I go to a restaurant and I'm sitting at the restaurant bar by myself.
Oh yes,
then that is different. But you will never catch me at no bar, at no club by my lonesome. Like, one, I got no business being there by myself.
Yeah.
And two, that's just never gonna go down like that.
I feel like I need to get my vision checked. I can't read that. I can't see.
I know I'm like, I can't see.
I mean, I'm already blind as it is though. Like I'm like negative 5.25 in one eye, and I think negative 5 in the other. So without my glasses or my contacts, I can't see. So normally at night, I take them off, and I'm not consistent with where I put it. And so then the next morning, I can't find it. So I was like, Sully, the kids, can you guys help me look for my glasses? I can't find it. So the other day, I couldn't find my contacts. I didn't know where my glasses were, and Sully didn't know where I put it because we were at my cousin's house.
So you just walked
I just took I walked around blind, and then I ended up just opening up a new pair of contacts. Then I found it when I put my contacts in. I found it was in my purse. But I opened my purse earlier, and I couldn't find it. Because I have astigmatism in both my eyes too, so I'm like, I can't see far and close. So
I mean, I have glasses on now, and I still can't see that shit.
Yeah.
So that's how far the iPad is from us. Like, I still can't see it, and I have glasses on. I mean, I think somebody just joined, but I can't.
Oh, here's my phone.
I can't read it. I can't read it. So she's gonna help me get on so I can kind of see what's going on. But yes, happy Monday, everyone. I hope you guys had a great one. There was a few things going on this weekend, like the Italian festival, which totally missed.
Did you go?
No, I was supposed to,
and
then I went to go try out that angry goldfish. Which, okay, so I was telling her I tried out this new restaurant. It's not really a restaurant, but it's like a bar pub type, I don't know, place. It used to be something else. I don't know what it was before, but my friend wanted to go, so we went there, and it's called Angry Goldfish. And you walk in, and there's actually, like, there's a front door and then there's a screen door. And so we're trying to figure out how to get in the front door and then the screen door. So we go in, seated ourselves. Our waitress was really, really nice. And one of the things on the menu is angry goldfish. And I was telling her this one, I was like, it was really spicy, it was really hot, but it was good. I took some home. She's like, oh, so you ate the whole thing? Like, she thought I ate a head of a spicy fish. Like,
you said goldfish. You think marinated gold? I didn't know that.
I'm not like a goldfish, like a... Like,
so I'm thinking to myself, they went to the pet store and they went and got
and they fried up goldfish.
Well, because okay, some Asian dishes, like I don't know what kind of fish they are, but they're like little fishies, and then like they like stir it and they add like.
Well, are they a goldfish?
No, that's why I was like, well, my ours is like super small, and so then I was like, well, maybe they did theirs a little different.
It was small, but I was like, no, like kids goldfish, like an actual, like a child, like you know the goldfish you buy at the store for your kids. My kid likes goldfish. It's a snack. So they just took that and they threw some spicy shit on top of it and then called it angry goldfish.
That's crazy.
And it was $1. And there was a lot of it. And I took that shit home because it was really good. But it was so spicy. So spicy.
Oh, I actually knew the password. Oh my god, that was like a lot. I know. Don't ask me for my Wi-Fi because I don't know the answer.
Call to the Wi-Fi.
Is that better?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I can see now.
Okay.
What people are talking about.
Okay. Cool. Let me get back on. Sorry, we're so...
Oh my god, I love Jay-Z's new album.
Oh yeah, Sully's been listening to it. I haven't. He kind of explained to me some of the meaning behind the words. But I haven't listened. Yeah, it's real deep.
Real serious.
Sounds like he did cheat on Beyonce.
Oh, he did. He sure did.
And people always say that. They're always like, well, she looks so good. She's all this and that. And it goes deeper than that. There's other reasons why,
yes,
you know, they do all that dirt.
I mean,
I can't explain it.
Like J-Lo and Halle Berry. I mean, Halle Berry got poor girl. She got cheated on.
Yeah, just never to be blinded by it. And I mean, I can never say it will never happen to just anyone, but it does, you know.
But he knew he fucked up, so that's why he wrote these songs for her.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You write
Is this
songs
Jay-Z right now?
Yes. And this is the 444 song. This is the one that is, like, pretty much about Beyonce. And their whole relationship.
And I forgot, what was the meaning behind the 444?
You know what? Okay, so I read the story on it. He tried to say, well, okay, so the number 4 has a lot of meaning. So his birthday is December 4th, which is my birthday, so that's why me and Jay-Z are so cool. Beyonce's birthday is September 4th, and they got married on, I forgot what date was it, but it was also the number 4. Okay. And then some other like thing said that one of the buildings he was talking about where he got in a fight with Solange, the outside of the building address was 444. So a lot of random 4s.
Yeah. Well, the number 444, I've also found out is an angel number. I only found that out right after my dad died. I went to Sakari, and the girl, you know, we took all my cousins out to lunch before their flight, and and we took the bill, and the bill came to $444, and the girl gave me the receipt, and she goes, oh, this is an angel number, and I was like, what does that mean? And she goes, well, like an angel's like around you right now, and then I was like, oh, and I just started crying, and I was like, well, my dad just died. She goes, I am so sorry, and I was like, oh my gosh, but so now when I see the number 444, I affiliate that with like something with my dad always because of it, you know, but and so I looked it up, and it said something about someone like being a guardian angel that will always kind of be there for you. And I always feel like even though he's gone, I feel like his presence is definitely there for sure. He definitely saves me.
Sometimes we need some saving from our loved ones, so I'm a little bit on a delay, but I think we have 5 people, and I feel like people, they are talking. Yes, yay. Thank you.
Please. Oh, hi, Kitty. Hi, Kelly. Aww.
I had the grandpa's breakfast.
Ooh.
Okay. I'm hungry. All right, you guys. So we're going to talk about parenthood because we're both parents.
Yeah.
Her more than me. She's got more than me.
We're still moms, and and I know it's always a struggle. Like, these are just our opinions and our experience. So do not take it personally if we offend you. I don't think we will offend you. But everyone's parenting is so different. I definitely discovered that while going to. I was in California with some family and stuff. And one thing that I learned is, just even on the trip, is like, be yourself. Mm-hmm. Be the kind of parent that you don't change the way you parent because you're around other people, mm-hmm. because that can be a struggle for those around you. But it's also nice to be around other parents too, so you can, I like how they did that. I definitely want to put that into my family, or whatever, and maybe they feel the same way about us or whatever it is, but but my thing is definitely be true to who you are, mm-hmm. And I think a lot of us have a way of parenting already, and we always want to be better parents, but we can't ever become perfect, because there's no such
the world's best parent.
No, I suck at it.
Every day is new and definitely a learning experience, and sometimes I catch myself kind of parenting like my mom.
Yes.
Even though I try not to, because I always tell myself, I'm like, never gonna parent like my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My mom was the worst. She's not that bad. But I just didn't, I knew some things I didn't want to do with my daughter, and I wanted to, make those changes. Not that I think my mom and dad raised us the best that they could, and I love my parents. They are great, but there's some things, that old school parenting that not everybody can get down like that. You can't do that shit like you used to do back in the day. You can't do that shit now. No. Call the cops on you. But I just didn't want to parent like that. But sometimes I catch myself talking to my daughter like my mom talked to me. Yeah. And I'm like, crap.
For sure.
What just came out of my mouth?
Yeah, and see, I don't know if Andre knows how your mom is, but Soli, since we all live together, mm-hmm. Soli actually knows exactly how my mom is. It didn't take him that long to figure her out. Yeah. And so when I would be a certain way, he's like, okay, see him. And that's what Mom's saying. I'm like, I must be in a see him right now.
Thanks very much. And and your mom, and she lives with you guys, so he sees all of her parenting on you. So.
Well, and it's funny. So her room is next door to this room, and I told her when she loves to watch her Cambodian news on her iPad, very loud, like the world can hear. And so I said, I'm going to be recording. She said, what are you recording? I was like, this live thing. You don't have Facebook, so you don't know yet. Uh-huh. And so then I was trying to explain it to her and showed her. And she was like, so I can't even turn it on. I was like, no, you can turn it on, but not loud.
Yes.
So she doesn't understand that. But
turn down the notches.
Yeah. No, but it's kind of crazy. I don't know about you too, but my mom, the way she parented, she does not do that now with my kids. And I get that she has the grandparent role, but those kids get away with murder.
Yeah.
I couldn't do half of the shit they did. Not at all. I couldn't get away with it. So it's just interesting, but it's also really cool to see. To me, I feel like my mom is adapting to the American culture, but still keeping her tradition at the same time, So I think that's really, really cool. And I also think that I remember, growing up, I was like, gosh, I do not want to do that. It's so embarrassing, because of our traditions and stuff, because I didn't want to embrace it. But now, that my dad is no longer here, and even before he was gone, once I had children, I wanted to make sure that our kids knew everything and kind of still ingrain that in them, because I know, I try to speak Cambodian to them, but it doesn't always work. They can understand, they can't talk back, and so I try to teach them the basics, because it would be so cool to take them back to my parents' homeland and have them at least understand if they can't even like speak it, you know.
Yes.
But and then also being that Solei's Taidam is also very challenging to incorporate all of that. And you know, I see my family more than he sees his family, and so he doesn't get to practice his language, and which I think he should definitely practice with the kids. The kids only really know like eat rice, go to bed, and like the bad words.
The most important one.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be hard because you guys both do. You guys
speak English.
Yeah. You speak English, but you guys come from two completely backgrounds and cultures, and so to try to get the kids to like one learn both and two to speak both, like when you don't speak it on a regular basis, like that'll be really hard. So
yeah, it is. It's really difficult. But when I was in San Francisco, my cousin, her son is Hispanic and half Cambodian, and so her husband speaks Spanish to him, and then she speaks Cambodian to him. It's so cool. Like. And he's, I think, a year and a half, maybe two. I'm excited to see what the results will be because I think that's obviously as they're observing everything in right now. Right. You know, it's the best time to teach them.
Yeah, where they're younger because as soon as they get a certain age, it like goes out their head. So my storage is full, but she don't matter.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just full of my iPad. Oh, is anybody else? I thought somebody else. So yes, and my husband is from Trinidad and Tobago, so it's not like they speak a different language necessarily. They do talk a little different, but if anybody knows my husband, she's gonna fix him. You'll never know that he was from Trinidad unless you saw on his Facebook, and he, you know, his accent is not present. He doesn't usually talk with his accent unless he's talking to his parents, but it's cool to see her when she is with her grandparents, how she does pick up certain words and the way she says things. I was like, you didn't run your grandparents too long. But yeah, I just sometimes I'm like, oh, I wish she had like a little Trini accent, but that's never gonna happen.
That'd be really cute.
That'd be so cute.
So actually, speaking of that, okay, a good question that both of us can answer, and I'll ask you first is, I know that Cheyenne gets to go to his parents, like on the weekends when you work. When she's there, how is it when she comes back home to you?
So it used to be really rough, especially during the school year, because she would come back, she would go on Saturday, she would spend the night, and she would come back on Sunday night. And so my husband would usually pick her up if I'm working, or we'll pick her up together, but it would be rough because she didn't want to come back.
Yeah.
And then I believe his mom still sleeps with her in the room together.
Yeah.
And then I think she leaves like halfway throughout the night and then goes back to her room. But then as soon as Cheyenne gets home, she's like, I want to sleep with you. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to sleep with you. That's all I hear. I'm like, girl, like, you do fine 5 days a week. And as soon as you leave the house, you act like you can't sleep by yourself no more. Like, what's wrong with you? So that is hard. And then just getting her on a sleeping routine, eating routine, because then she becomes very picky when she comes home. Like, she acts like none of the food we got at home is up to par. She don't drink milk when she's at her house. She only drinks milk at grandma's house. Like, just little things like that. Like, also, she only takes a bath at grandma's house. She refuses to take a bath at our house. She only takes showers at our house because we don't give her the spa-like treatment like grandma gives her. So, like, that shit sometimes bothers me. But I'm like, let you have your thing. But that is the hardest part. So, hopefully, school starts, I just figure out, August 29th. For she'll be in kindergarten. Yeah. So, August 29th is when school starts for her. And I'm trying to now get her back in a sleep routine. And also her bus pickup time has changed. Like, she got picked up at like 7:10 last year. She'll get picked up at like 7:22 or something like that. So a little bit later. So it'll be nice not to have her get up super early. Yeah. But
those 10 minutes count.
Yeah. Oh my God. Before we moved, her bus was at 7:40. And then she went from 7:40 to 7:10, and like that was a rude awakening for both of us because I'm not a morning person. I hate getting up, so that was really, really rough to do all that, and then trying to get her to eat and stuff like that. So I told her as soon as August hits, she'll be back on school routine, so that way we can get back on schedule. So she knows like this is what time we wake up, this is what time we do this, and she'll be at school all day this time. I'm so thankful. Hallelujah.
You get to do so many
Hallelujah.
things.
Like actually work out.
Yeah. You work out, do your work, and when she gets home, you'll be able to actually spend time with her.
Yes. It'll be fun. So, yes. So, how do your kids act when they are away with your brother or nieces?
Well, okay, just even like with my parents living with, when my dad was still alive, when we built our house, we actually made the basement into their house. So they have a kitchen, they have their own living room, their own dining room, their own bathroom, everything, and then I just have my little office down here with them. But so like whenever we're upstairs disciplining, my dad does not like it when my voice raised or Sully's. But I grew up with my mom raising her voice at me. And so I think naturally I just learned to do that. And I'll catch myself and then try not to, but then I feel like what I'm doing is I'm yelling, and then I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm like, when I catch myself, and then the kids don't take me seriously ever. They're so confused, So that's where I struggle with parenting. And so, but then sometimes I feel like my kids don't hear me now because I'm not raising my voice. They don't hear me until I do.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad would come and save them, like always. I remember one time my dad had dementia, and he actually was threatened to call the police on me because Maxwell was like only a few months old. Like I want to say like 8 to 11 months old. I was trying to like calm him down from like crying because I knew that I noticed in my dad that anybody that was crying, like any kids, it would trigger him to like become a different person. But we were living in the same house. I was trying to like calm him down, and he comes upstairs and he says that I was trying to hurt him, and I was like, I'm not trying to hurt him at all. So it's like those little things where, something as innocent as me just trying to console him to make sure my dad isn't bothered by it, the misinterpretation right there caused an issue. And then also, like, when I do want to discipline, like, I don't want my mom to come save them. I don't want that. Yeah. But what does grandma do? She, like, runs and saves them, and she spoon feeds my kids. Like, they'll be watching TV, and she's like this, like, feeding them, and then she says that I don't, bend over backwards for them, which I don't remember mom spoon feeding me. I remember me doing everything myself. So I don't know where this comes from. But
exactly.
Yeah, so when my mom went to Cambodia, the kids cried because they're like, well, who's going to feed us? Really?
You ain't have no hands?
Yeah.
To put in your mouth? No. Yeah, because my mother-in-law does the same thing, and I don't understand it. But she cooks all her food.
It's a cultural thing. This is what I'm understanding, because I know when my dad got sick, I remember, and I grew up thinking that's what you do for kids and adults too, especially older adults, because in the Asian culture we respect our elders, and so therefore when it's time for dinner or whatever, they just go and sit down. We bring everything for them, So I think like when they get sick, like they're doing everything for you, and so like, my dad got really sick. I remember my mom like spoon feeding him, and I remember one of the therapists came in and she goes, oh no, you don't do that. Let Ben do it himself, and then I'm like, my mom wants to do it though, like that's what we do. Like my dad can't do it, and she's like, no, your dad will never know how to do it if he doesn't do it himself. And so then I was like, okay, so dad, you have to like feed yourself, and he's like struggling because he had to learn how to use his hands and everything all together again. And as soon as he started doing everything on his own, he started getting so much better. But my mom, on the other hand, and other Cambodians looked at it as we weren't taking care of him because we weren't doing those things for him. But I learned through all the therapies that my dad went through is that to get better, to get stronger, to be more independent, you do have to do things on your own. Otherwise, you're just going to rely on the other person to do it for you. And therefore, like my dad's muscles were starting to weaken when my mom was doing everything for him.
Yeah.
But same thing with children, you know, like you kind of have to, you know, let them kind of.
It's like they give up and then they don't know how to use what they normally use anymore.
Yeah. Sometimes if I'm sick and tired of like cleaning up, sometimes I'm just like, here, come here, I'm gonna just feed you guys because I know like I don't have to clean up after you guys, and then I'll do it like once in a while, you know. But other times my kids just don't have. They're just like, I swear, I don't know. They're like barbaric. My kids are just. You should.
Do they bite? Oh, like, so Cheyenne bites, like, she eats so fast and doesn't like eating with the utensils all the time.
Oh.
She eats with her hands. And so she'll go and eat green beans and she'll keep going and she'll get to the point that she eats so fast that she, like, bites her finger and on a regular basis. I'm like, girl, you know there's a fork for that reason. There is a spoon for that reason. But she just doesn't get it. She just keeps wanting to nibble on her finger.
It's so hard because our kids eat a lot of Asian foods, and a lot of the Asian foods, like in ours, we use our hands. So like then it's hard when we go out in public. I'm like, use your fork. Because then they're just being
so
embarrassing.
So embarrassing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they're just being kids. I mean, they're gonna have to use a fork for the rest of their lives.
Mine like uses the bathroom with the door wide open, and then we'll go into a restaurant somewhere. I'm like, Cheyenne, close the fucking door. So nobody to see you pee, girl. Like, don't nobody need to see you pee. So like,
so funny.
I like am trying to get better at it home because sometimes I forget, and then we go out in public. I'm like, oh my god, did you just leave the door open again? But just little things.
What you do at home that. Definitely brings the kids definitely showcase it outside of home, and you know, and trying to. I always try to like practice what I preach to my children, but they teach me so much more than I'll ever know because they'll call me out on things. Like I will tell them, you guys can't be on any iPads today. Like, you know, you've already had it this morning or whatever it is I may say, and then I'll get on my phone to do whatever, and then be like, I thought you said no iPad, like no electronics today. I'm like, yeah, not for you. You know?
I'm the parent.
Yeah, so it's all these little things that, you know, I'll say to them and they'll say it right back to me. So it's kind of, it's just funny. Like, like this weekend I had Pana's son Jackson with me, and yesterday was a rough day for us. I don't think he was feeling great, and so he was needing me to hold him at all times, and Sullivan was like, oh, I can't wait to have kids, and I was like, really? I go, Sullivan, you see this? I was like, I think she probably only had like 2 kids. Like, let's not go for the 4 kids that you want. Tears were in his eyes. Like, he was like, well, I wanted 4. He goes, if I only have 2, if I have a boy and a girl, they'll never know what it's like to have a brother, and then they won't know what it's like to have a sister. And I'm like, Sullivan.
It's real deep.
He's real deep because he hears us talk. And I've said that before. I'm like, gosh, I feel bad for Valentina because she'll never know what it's like to have a sister, you know? And so he looks at it. Well, Sullivan is actually the one that taught me that. I did not even look at it that way until one day he goes, Mom, can you just have more kids because Valentina will never know what it's like to have a sister. And I was like, he's right. But I'm done. I'm so done. Oh my gosh, I'm done.
Thank you for your input.
Yeah, so done.
Thank you for your input, but it's not happening. I don't like... Cheyenne will call other kids like brother and sister. Like I have a nephew, Jace, and they're only 1 year apart, and they're really, really close. And I have to keep reminding her that it's her cousin, not her brother. And but I don't think she's ever, except for one time, asked like, "Mommy, Daddy, can I have a sibling?" And I just told her, "You have a dog. You have a dog. This is as close as you're gonna get to another sibling kid. You're all by yourself on this one." And I thought I would have at least 2, probably no more than that, because I have 3 brothers, so I don't have a sister. I have a half sister, but we didn't grow up in the same home together, so
it's different.
So I don't know what it's like to have a sister either, because I just have all brothers. So I feel like Valentina.
Yeah, you are Valentina.
I feel like Valentina because like I don't know what that's like that though. Like, and I never. I mean, I'm such a tomboy. So and Valentina is so different. She's so girly, and I think it took me forever to get to that girly part because I was like thrown into sports and activities and fighting with them all the time and dealing with, I guess, brother. Boy drama and not like sister drama.
Yeah,
so
it's totally different.
Yes, because my mom has 3 sisters and I see their drama.
Yeah,
all the time. all the time. It's always something. So I'm like,
really?
Sometimes I'm glad I don't have a sister.
And mine is my sisters. My oldest sister is 26 years older than me, and then my oldest sister and the other 3 sisters, they're closer in age. So like I'm so far from them that I love having so many sisters. But I think maybe it'd be different if it was where we're closer in age, you know. But like at one time I used to think, gosh, I'm so different from them. But now that I'm a mom and stuff, I'm like, gosh, we're the goddamn same. Like we're the same individuals. So when my nieces, so I have nieces that are almost the same age as me, and when they talk shit about their moms, I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about my sister for?
Yeah.
It's so funny.
Just because you a little bit younger, don't mean you can talk.
It's just it's hilarious, but it's really cool to see them. I remember my sisters, like one of them had Moni's mom. So my sister, she's my, let's see, I think 5th sibling. I think she growing up, I had to babysit all of her kids. Like throughout elementary school through high school, I was just 4.
Okay.
And it's the same like what I have, so like really close in age. I think she had 4 within 5 years, and that's what I like 4 within 4 years. And I used to think to myself, I do not want that many kids, and I definitely don't want them that close in age. Like it was hard. I remember it being a struggle on her end and also on my end. I was her assistant, and so it's kind of funny because now I have I have 4 kids close in age, just like my sister. And then I have, so Megan is the youngest one of my sister's kids. She's almost my little assistant. And so it's just,
kids on her.
It is. And then I have another sister that has 4 kids as well, 4 daughters, and she lives in Seattle. I would go there every summer, and I always remembered her and her husband always like arguing, like all the time, like about the littlest shit. And I would like kind of like get like a little nervous, but then she would come and talk to me like normal, and then but then her husband was so like calm and never talked back, but my sister's feisty, and it's just, and I remember thinking to myself, is this what like marriage is like? And it's crazy because now their kids are grown, they have 2 grandkids. When they come, they were just here a few weeks ago. Oh my gosh, they are so in love, and like I want what they I want what they have, because to me it's like the reason why they were fighting so much is because when you have little children, it happens. Life happens, and sometimes you don't get along, but then at the end of the day, at the end of the tunnel, that there is a light and that things will get a little better, and so every time I look at my sister and her husband, I'm always like, oh my gosh, that's what like real love is like, because you stuck through it out this whole time, and you had some tough times. But at the end of the day, you have each other, and kids will change you and change your relationship. Hey, boo.
Change your butt.
Our bartender's here.
Yes. Pop champagne. I'm gonna fix this vein that's on my head.
But I want the rosé.
I didn't order rosé.
I did.
I didn't see no rosé. I only seen 5 wines.
You gotta call her.
I don't think we ordered it.
I swear to God we did.
I don't have my shipping list anymore. I'd have to check.
She wanna pop rosé?
But what you're drinking here is a Platinum Vineyard 2012.
Sully and I took a date to Napa Valley last week.
This one is a very full flavored red.
And Sully is easily influenced, and so you can sell him anything. So if you ever want to sell anything, just come to Sully.
Get out of here.
I sold myself to him.
I respect the hustle.
The hustle. And that's why he is someone that you do like go to, because he does respect the hustle. And I'm the same way. Like, I know what it feels like to hustle. And so you just got, and so we're always there to support. So anyways, he joined this wine club over at Sterling Winery or Vineyard, and so he'll get, how many bottles of wine each quarter? 6?
Like 5 or 6 reserve bottles that you can't buy from the stores.
So we're going to probably have a collection pretty soon, and we always have people over anyways, so...
There you go.
Oh, thank you, the sweetest.
Look at this glass.
Well, so this is from our girl, Christy Bacam. She solely sold her home, and she bought us Tiffany glasses. I know. I mean, this is our first time using it.
So fancy.
I know. This is too fancy for us. Like, I love...
Have fun.
Hey, Sully, you want to say hi?
I really don't want to say hi, but...
Show your haircut.
Yeah. You look...
So,
looking fine now. Get down. Pose.
Last week when we went live, he didn't want to go on because he didn't have a haircut. So after our show, he decided to Google barbershop in California, like the area that we're at, and he Googled it, made an appointment, and he went. And
so no reviews, nothing.
No. So I was like, I'm gonna give this guy a chance. So anyways, he went and got his haircut. His hair, oh my gosh, it was like buzzed up high, like right up here. And they also did a complimentary like face trim. One was high and this one was low. Oh my god, it was hilarious. It was so funny. We had family photos the very next day. So he ended up going to Target to go pick up a buzzer and then just fixing his hair, and he looked looking fine.
Like done.
Yeah, it was just funny because he does this. Last time we were in Kansas City, he did the same thing. He went and got his hair cut at the mall. And the girl
at the mall,
because we were there already, and he was like, "I'm just gonna get my hair cut." I was like, "Okay." And so he's like, "Can I just use her buzzers?" And so he used her buzzers, and then he just paid her full price, and she didn't touch his hair because he goes, "I already knew it was going bad before she even like got any further than like 2.
Yeah.
So
dang. Next time he's in Kansas City, my dad's got one of the best.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely have to ask you. Cheers.
That is so. I gotta tell you about another haircut story.
For you?
Oh,
that was good.
That was good.
Smooth.
Yup. We went to New Orleans, and Andre needed to get a haircut. Wanted to get a haircut before he left, and we had walked by the shop after we left. What is that? Where do you go in New Orleans?
French Quarters?
Yes. Or it was like where Mardi Gras is at.
I think that's where. I've never been there, but I've seen
something like that. My mind's all fuzzy. But
Christina would be able to tell us.
Yeah, so we walked by, we saw this guy like cutting hair in this like old like shop, really, really cute and vintage. And he just got done cutting this other kid's hair. He was like, well, that looks good. He's like, I should go in and get a haircut. So we went in, talked to homeboy, and by the way, not that this matters or anything, but he was a smooth white boy, okay? He was real smooth. Real smooth. And he just was like, yeah, I've been cutting, you know, my brother's hairs and all this stuff. Like, he just seemed like he just knew what he was doing. My husband sat in the chair, and like, he's already got, you know, a funny shaped head anyways. It's round, and he doesn't have, you can't do a straight across cut, and everybody tries to, but his head's not shaped that way. So he got his hair cut, and the dude kind of made him look like, what's that Muppet? It looks like,
I'm gonna get comfortable.
oh my god, what is his name? The vampire.
I don't know.
From the Muppets. And he's got this hairline that's like literally
all
the way back here, and then had this like this
Count Dracula.
Yeah, and the thing, because he counts. Count Dracula. Yeah, because he counts. And so it went all the way back, and then oh my god, it was lopsided. It was sideways. His hairline started way back here. I didn't know what was happening. It was off to the side, and like, I mean, every time he tried to fix it, he would tell him like, you know, maybe, you know, maybe not go so far back, or maybe it just got worse and worse. And he still paid him. Dude did his eyebrows. Don't let nobody do your eyebrows.
That's
crazy. They'll make arches out of them.
Yeah.
And
guys,
like,
you don't really want that unless you know that you're going for that.
No. And he wound up we stayed at Christina's house, and he wound up using Christina's husband's shavers when as soon as he got back. He was like,
is that why he's bald now? He's bald now, right?
Who?
Andre.
He's not. He always shaves his head though. He usually doesn't go to the barber shop. Like, he has to feel really, really fancy, and he has to go to, like, only 2 people who, like, there's somebody in Des Moines, and then if we go to Kansas City, my dad will take him to this guy. But other than that, like, my husband just always shaves his hair because nobody ever cuts it right. So, I know about them jack up hair. I don't let people mess with my hair. Like,
I do. I eat
my own shit.
I'm not picky. I mean, I'm picky with how people style my hair, but, like, the cutting part, no, I'm not picky. And color part, I thought I wasn't picky. But sometimes I can be.
Like, you don't want to go around with that hair.
I just don't want orange hair. But then, like, it's not, like, the thing is, my hair, my hair's going to turn orange anyways. It just doesn't last. Yeah. Okay, going back to our topic of parenting, I do have some questions. Let's see if we have, I'm going to log in. Hi, girls. We have Kelly, Katie, Lon, Christina, Mano, Miley. Hello, ladies.
Yes.
What I wanted to do was I had some girlfriends ask me some questions, and I am going to read them, and we're going to answer them. They're good questions. So my friend Sokara, I told her she needs to find a new profession. She should just be like an interviewer because she has amazing questions. Okay. What's the number one question you hate that your kids ask you and your response?
Oh, I know. Oh, you go first on that one.
I feel like my kids always ask where babies come from. They all know the answer, though.
Okay.
Because they got Sully as a dad, and Sully doesn't sugarcoat shit. He kind of tells them how it is. And so we went to go watch a movie, The Stork, I think it was called. Mm-hmm. So for a long time, my kids thought that that's how the kids came. Like, the stork would bring them, you know. And then Sully told them the truth. So, yeah, that's part of the heart. But now it's funny because now they don't know how they have they don't know how they make a baby, but they do know where it comes from. So, like, they each of them knows, like, if they came, like, I had 2 C-sections and I had 2 vaginal births, so they all know where that comes from. But besides that, they don't know how it's made.
I don't think Cheyenne's ever asked me.
Really?
But she always is asking me, like, are you and Daddy married? Like, because she wasn't there, like, and she knows I do weddings, so she's like, oh, like, she's always asking, are you married to Daddy?
Yeah.
And then, can you and Daddy get married again, because she wants to be there. And so I'm like, you know, maybe one day. But she always asks that. And I showed her pictures of my, like, wedding dress, and I showed her a little video, and the first thing she asked, she's like, Mom, you look so pretty in your, like, white dress. She's like, where is it? And I'm like, Mommy sold it.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I can't get the heart to sell it.
I hate hanging on to stuff. I really do.
I do too, but that one I did have to keep because in case my dress isn't pretty, but you could take the material and do something very cool with it. I feel like, but
I liked my
your dress is gorgeous.
Like, I didn't love it to keep it, and then the store that I sold it to was going towards women who couldn't afford. So I thought it was a good cause because I was never going to wear it again, and I don't really I think it's very sweet and sentimental when people are like, oh, like I got my mom's dress and my grandma's dress. My mom made her dress. I mean, I think she wore blue, and my mom made her own, and she got married at the courthouse. Did she keep it? No. So, and then neither, I don't really know my grandma's story of how, if they got married at the church or anything like that. So I was just like, I'm just gonna sell it. And then I felt good about it, giving it away. I wasn't really that sad about it, but I mean, it was tore up to the flow up.
I know, mine was too. Mine's still in the box. I haven't taken it out. I don't know if I'm supposed to take it out or not. So, am I supposed to take it out? I mean, let me know. I have no idea. But
she always asks that, like, over and over and over again. And then, what else? I hate when she asks about. She's always like, Mom, why do your boobs look like that? Oh my God, my kid is like just her and party parts.
Oh yes, they're so
insane. Yeah, insane.
Like Maxwell this morning was like, Mom, why do moms not wear bras at night? Because of course I was walking around with like just a t-shirt on, and it's like, are you looking at me? Because stop looking at me.
Why do moms not wear bras?
Yeah, they are so they just pay attention to the littlest things. And my boys are like little perverts though. They're like,
Cheyenne's a pervert. She's so freaking disgusting. She's always like, ha, got your boob. And I'm like always pointing at me and like smacking my butt and like trying to land on my butt and she just everything. Like she's just such touchy
body parts.
And even on herself, she just is so raunchy and like
Like, we don't even teach them that.
No,
That's
and my
what's
husband always
crazy.
like, girl, keep your legs closed. Like, keep your shit together. Like,
But that's
not good. Like, I'm not.
But they don't understand that part yet.
Child to a hoe.
Yeah. But they don't understand that at all. They don't understand what that does and all that stuff. That will be a later conversation. But like when the kids go to preschool, they always get tested on body parts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All three of my boys, when they first started, when they asked, like, what is this? It's supposed to be the chest. Mm-hmm. Their answer is boobies. And so Valentina starts preschool in a few weeks, and I'm sure they're going to ask her the same thing. And so I got to, like, coach her. Like, this is the chest. Not boobies.
Not your boobies.
Yeah, and then when Maxwell learned the word, sight words to read, the word was butt, and he could not stop laughing. Like, no, it's not. Like, it's not like butt that you're thinking of, but they get, like, so weird and so goofy. Like, it's...
Their mind just goes to, like, the nasty place.
Yeah.
Like, automatically.
Just like their...
That was good.
Yeah.
What else does she have?
And let's see. She has tons of questions. Sakara, thank you so much for asking these questions. What's the most rewarding moment you feel as parents from your kids?
Just anytime she feels like she accomplishes anything. It can be the smallest things. It could be, okay, so I put my daughter in a hip-hop breakdancing class. She went last week. It was her second class. The first class, like, she was excited for it. She met all the kids. She went up to them. She said hello, all that stuff. And then once the class got started, she froze up and she got instantly nervous because she thought everybody was looking at her and paying attention to her, and she didn't want to participate. So then she just sat there and watched. Like, she wanted to do stuff, but she just didn't want people watching her do it. So I told her the second class, kind of like threatened her a little bit to make her do it. And I was like, I'm going to spend $80 for no 8 weeks for nothing. So either you do the class or I'm going to take somebody else's child who's going to appreciate this class. And then that kind of like made her mad. And then I was like, and if you don't do it, you're not going to play Pokemon ever again. And she loves Pokemon.
And she did it?
And so she did it. She the class was some of the same kids. There is a girl in there, another girl in the class. There was 3 in the first class, but there was only 2 in this class, and the rest are boys.
What are the ages?
The ages are, I think, Cheyenne is the youngest, so she's 5, and I think the oldest was 8 in the class. And there was 3 moves in particular. They all have to do with the word "but," of course. That she loved that they did, which one was like a seat drop where they pushed themselves off the mirror, dropped to the floor, and scoot on their butt. And then the other one was they did a spin on their butt.
Oh, cute.
So they all had to do like the word "but." So she really wanted to do those. So she was like into it, and she was raising her hand. She's like, I want to introduce myself. I want to talk. I want to tell people. Cool. And so she really got into it, and she actually participated the whole time to the point where they did their freestyle, and like Cheyenne's freestyle, though it was like the same thing over and over again, she just basically like was on the floor doing butt scoots all over the floor. She has like no rhythm, but anytime she just accomplishes anything small, like that was great. Like I was so proud of her because she actually participated in the class, even though I had to like threaten her to do so, but she did it and she had fun, and she's like so excited for the next class. Even gymnastics, we have gymnastics today. And I was telling her schedule this morning, and she was so excited about that. But just any little thing, when she writes her name, when she can write her full name, including her first, middle, and last name.
That's really
just
cool.
little things. So all those little accomplishments, like my daughter loves praises. She loves to know that she did something right, and she needs that. She needs that positive energy. So anytime I can get back to her, like I just see the smile on her face, and I see how happy she is when she like does something.
And you recognize that, so you know how to parent, how to feed that, you know. So that's really cool.
That's what she needs, and it's important. And I want her to continue to want to succeed and want to do things. So yes. What about you?
Cool. Well, what was the question? I kind of remember the question a little bit, but what's the most rewarding moment you feel as parents from your kids? One of the most rewarding things I feel like for me is when my kids want the same life we provide for them. That to me just shows like that we are raising them in a way that they obviously love it, that they want to continue on, and traditions and things. Like, we really don't have like we don't really have like a tradition, you know, but it's really cool. Like, one time Sullivan was like, Mom, I'm gonna carry the family tradition. I was like, what family tradition? And he goes, well, my wife and myself, we're going to go live in your master bedroom, and you and Daddy are going to go live downstairs in Gay and Tha's room when you get older. And so, like, to me, like, I don't ever, like, say you guys are taking care of me when I get older, but because they see that we do that in our household, they are wanting to do the same, you know, and then just teaching them, like, kindness, you know, like, I always tell my kids, I don't care if they're the smartest. I'm not trying to raise the smartest kids, you know, like, I just want them to be on the same, like, if they need a little more help from home, I will be happy to give them a little extra help, but I don't care for them to be the smartest in the class. That's not my goal as a parent. My goal as a parent is to teach them kindness, you know. So, like, when I was cleaning this office, I found a pamphlet from Sullivan's classroom that everyone got to write about each kid, you know, like a letter to each student. And so it's almost like a yearbook kind of thingy. And on there, consistently everyone wrote about how kind he is, how responsible he is, and how he thinks of others, and how he always makes sure that people are included, you know, so he likes to include people. And I feel like I always teach my kids that, because I know what it feels like to, like, not be included sometimes when you're little, you know, like, because you're shy, because, like, Sullivan is super shy, and so therefore he's not always included. But, like, I always tell him, like, you know what, if you aren't being included, you be the person to include others then, you know, like, make it, you be the leader, you know, you could totally do it that way, you know. So I try to build their confidence, and same thing with the other kids, you know, like, whatever Sullivan does is what they want to do. And so I always feel like it's my role to teach Sullivan those things. And so when I see them, you know, act a certain way, or like people's views on them, that makes me feel really great as a parent, because I don't know anything else that I'm doing is right, but I mean, that part I'm trying.
Just hanging in there as much as you can.
Yeah. That's what definitely.
If you guys have questions, let us know. I can't really keep. You guys do amazing. Thank you, Grace. I think that's what I see. And Nano says, beautiful ladies, fire. I can tell that I'm getting shiny.
Hi.
And we did not mean, like, not that we're matching, but
we
both were wearing black.
I know, we don't talk about what we're going to wear our outfits. I just, like, whatever was in my closet that, like, I wanted to wear. I need to go shopping so bad. Oh, I am going on a vacation in a few weeks. I need places of where to shop, like, online. I don't think I want to go anywhere locally. Well, I do want to go to some places locally, but I don't want to go to, like, department stores and stuff like that. So, to Mexico?
Oh, yes.
On my vacation.
She's going on a grown folks vacation.
Okay. What's the sickest, grossest thing you've experienced as a mother coming from your kid and out of your kid?
Hands.
Girl.
Oh my God. Well, there's a few, and some shit that just happened last week. But okay, I'll tell you two. One, when she was a baby, I was breastfeeding at the time, and I was changing her in her room. Homegirl not only peed, but she sharted on me. And when I say sharted, like, it went on me, the wall, it exploded. It exploded everywhere.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was coming. Like, I kind of just froze up. She was just there, like,
How old was she?
She was
a few months old, probably.
A few months old. I think
that's
she
when the sharks happen a lot.
Oh my God. She had to been like maybe 2-3 months old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so disgusted because it was everywhere. And I was like this. I didn't know what to do with her. It was like, and I remember going to the phone and until my husband was like, man, your child just sharted. And I took pictures of it because literally it exploded. And
oh my gosh.
I didn't think that something so small can come out of something It was so big.
I know.
So that was gross. And then just last week, I don't know what was going on with my daughter, but she went to bed with me. My husband was out of town, and she slept in bed with me one night, and I can hear her stomach kind of like growling and kind of like just getting all like upset. And I kept telling her, I was like, Shiny, you need to go to the bathroom. And she's just like moaning, whatever. And I was like, Shiny, you need to go to the bathroom. Well, she all of a sudden got up, shot up, and I can just hear her. And I was like, oh my God. And all of a sudden she like went to the wall and like
on the wall?
On the wall, all over my carpet. And I was like, and so I went to go pick her up, and as I was picking her up, she kept throwing up, so there was like triplets of it from the bedroom all the way into the bathroom. So, and then I put her over the sink. I was like, just throw up over the sink. So she did that, and then so I'm like trying to pick that up and like trying to console her, and I told her to like, you know, spit it all out, drink some water. I'm gonna try to pick up all this stuff, and she's like, everything I ate just came out of me. And I was like, I know. I was like, you'll be fine. I was like, do you need to use the restroom? She's like, no, I'm fine. She's like, I think I'm done. So I had to go brush her teeth and then lay her back down. Girl, not even. And I was like, well, I'm gonna put the trash can here just in case. I leave, I turn around, and I see her, like, making that noise again. I went and rushed and got her trash can. And I was like, just put your head in it. And she was like, no. And I was like, stick your head in it.
Oh, my gosh.
And she threw up again. So I had to pick up throw up from our bedroom all the way to our bathroom.
This was last week.
And then
something's definitely going around
her trash can, which I didn't have a liner in it. So I had to... wash it out, spray it out, and dump it out. And then yesterday, was that yesterday? Yep, it was yesterday. Yesterday, she went downstairs to go see where her dad was, and I hear her saying, oh no! And the girl is standing in the bathroom with the door wide open, peeing, without sitting on the toilet. She's like, literally just a fucking flood. She's standing in, and she's like, I'm like, can you go at least sit down, like right now? She's just like this, standing in the pee the whole time, and I'm like, just get your butt, like it covered the whole bathroom, like, and I was like, girl, paper towels, you clean that. I'm not cleaning that shit. I'm gonna hold the trash can for you.
Isn't that just crazy? All the shit that comes out of these kids, like.
I'm like, what happened to you? Like, you don't know how to use the bathroom? You throw up on everywhere? So, yeah, being sharted on was definitely that. I'm down for that life.
And that happens quite often when they're small.
Quite often. And, like, breastfeeding, poop is different from, like, your regular poop because it was yellow. Yeah. And then liquidy and yellow. And so, no. And that shit got in my mouth, too.
Ew.
Yeah. Like, it fucking backfired. I still have a picture of it.
Oh, my gosh. I remember but this is back before I figured it grosses people out. I posted one of the sharding pictures on Facebook one day, and then someone said something kind of like, well, not rude, but at the time I thought it was rude, but now I'm like, I was the rude one for even posting it. Those shards, I know exactly what you're talking about. I just experienced that. So when I was in California, my cousin has a 11th month, or no, 10 or, maybe 8, I don't know, somewhere between the 8 and the 11-month-old stage. And we went to the store, and I was holding her. I saw a yellow spot. But I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know if I even thought of anything. But anyways, my cousin goes, oh my God, does she poop? And I was like, I don't know, does she? She goes, and then she takes her from me, and there's poop everywhere, and I was holding her, and I got poop all over me, but I didn't even notice. Like,
you didn't smell it or nothing?
Well, like, I guess like that smell of, like, that sharding smell when they're, like, babies, like, I forget what it's like. Like, I don't remember it.
I think that shit smells like sour fucking
milk. It probably does, but I was at the Asian store, though, so Asian stores always have a smell.
Smells like Asian food.
Yeah, so then I honestly didn't really think of anything, and then she felt horrible. I was like, no, don't feel bad. Like, I'm used to this, but then really I wasn't that used to it anymore. I'm retired from that stage. Well, then I had Jackson this week, and he's the same age as her as well. And this morning he peed on me. Yesterday he puked, and he also puked on me today. So I basically, like last night when he puked on me, I meant to take a shower last night. I didn't get to. I was so exhausted. I felt like if someone saw me yesterday, they would have thought that I was a new mom, because that's what I felt like. I remember those days when I first had my kids. I remember coming home and shit would be on me, puke would be on me, and I wouldn't take a shower because I couldn't find the time to take the shower, you know. And Sully's been super busy with work, and my mom's been busy with the garden, and so I was like, oh, I don't know when I'm going to be able to take a shower. So I would just get so tired, and he kept waking up last night, kept throwing up. He's been throwing up, so I think he's obviously sick. And then of course, Matt Campbell this morning is like, Mom, I don't feel good. I was like, oh, well, go. I mean, like, it's funny because when they're a certain age, you kind of just, like, well, why don't you sit down? Why don't you, maybe it'll feel a little better when you sit down and not play. And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I gotta go. And I was like, oh my gosh, go to the toilet, So he goes to the toilet and he just throws up. Because I told you I was gonna throw up. And I was like, I'm so sorry, Mom, I didn't take you seriously.
Sometimes I just use something.
I don't know. Or because their stomach hurts. Because he didn't say he was gonna throw up. He just said his stomach hurts. So I'm like, whatever. But he threw up. And so this morning, right before you came, my house is a mess. I like throw up on me. I mean, I did take a shower though today, and I was but it's been a struggle this last weekend. But Pod and Jack needed that vacation. Like, I didn't do it all over again because they deal with this every day, and I only get to that was only a weekend. That's nothing to me, because if I can give them quality time with each other to kind of come back and kind of become a whole new person, because you need that vacation. And when I got back from California, boy, I got on. I mean, my work stuff was getting ready to get done, because I had the energy. But sometimes I get in a slump, and I'm just like, I'm not motivated, So sometimes I feel like getting away sometimes kind of gives you that energy, motivation that you need, and
Yes.
So
we have a question.
What advice do you have for new sleep-deprived mommies? Girl, JoJo, I just went through that this weekend and last night. I normally can handle babies. Like, I don't have to ask anyone how they normally take care of their baby or calm their baby. But last night I did have to text Pana in the middle of the night and say, hey, I've done this, I've done that. What else do you do to calm him? Because I can't get him down, And I felt bad for interrupting her vacation, but I've done everything. And so my thing is this, it's a lot of times with newborn babies, it's hard to understand what they want. They had to, if you listen closely, at least for me, I've noticed a certain cry of hurt. And when I say hurt, I mean stomach, maybe acid reflux or things like that, or stomach pains. There's a different cry from just a cry that maybe they just need fed and change their diaper changed. So I definitely get in tune, listen to those cries and kind of hear it out and see what it is that, for instance, if it's a cry and you fed them and it works, that cry is for feeding. Because I think, for me as a new mom at the time, I didn't read a lot. And I didn't read a lot for the purpose I didn't want to be influenced, because I already knew by raising my nieces and nephews that they are all so different. And so, therefore, for me, I had to raise my children individually. So what worked for Sullivan didn't work for Maxwell or whatever. I'll try it at first because I'm like, well, if it worked for him, it might work for him. But if it didn't work, I wouldn't beat myself up for it. I would just I'll figure out a new way. And so for me, for sleep deprived moms, I say if you could alternate shifts. If you're, I don't know what your schedule is like, but my schedule was really crazy where I had preemies, and so my whole goal was to get my kids to eat. They didn't want to eat; they wanted to sleep the whole time, and my kids were so small. So what I did was I had to. Okay, so I would breastfeed the kids. Oh my gosh, I'm touching. I would breastfeed. I would breastfeed. I think 10 minutes on each boob, and then because I was so I didn't know what was actually taken from it. I wanted to pump for 15 minutes. So I would pump for 15 minutes, and then after I'm done, well, I wouldn't pump right away. What I would do is like I bottle feed him because I was so scared that he didn't get enough from my milk at first, and so then I would bottle feed him, and then after that I would go ahead and pump. And at first I wasn't asking solely for his help because he also had to work, and so finally I had a mental breakdown, and I was like, I need your fucking help. Like, I need you to fucking take this bottle and feed him, and so I can just pump, so by the time I'm done pumping we can all go to bed happy, you know? So asking for help is huge. I know sometimes you want to do everything on your own because this is your role. You are a new parent. But you know what, though, I remember my mom saying, let me come stay with you guys. At this time, we didn't live together. And I was like, no, I want to do things my way. You guys do everything the old-fashioned Asian ways. I don't want that. Like, I want to do it what I know, what I was taught at my classes. And I think at the same time, though, I got to a breaking point where it got so hectic for me that I was like, I called him, Mom, I need you. Like, even though your mom can really, really, especially Asian moms, because they have these rituals that we should be doing, and, you know, you as yourself don't realize the benefit of it because you're like, you're not a doctor, like, what the hell, you know? But now looking back, all the things that my mom told me to do, I did it, but I did it with a lot of attitude. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for them. Like, because then I'm reading articles about all these benefits of all these herbs that we use to steam ourselves, and, you know, the foods that we eat, you know, to heal, you know, it's not necessarily to be on the outside, but it's to heal your insides and stuff like that. So definitely listen to those Asian moms. If you have an Asian mom, listen to them. And, you know, even if you only do it for 1 month, it's better than not doing it at all. And then the relationship that you build with them actually really helps a great bond too. And then like I said, like, just asking for help and not being afraid or being guilty of it, because people are here to really want to help you because they know the struggle. Like, I remember when I first went back to work after having Sullivan, I remember, you know, I'm a makeup artist, so like when I worked at MAC, we had to be like head to toe looking like flawless, you know, and I remember freaking out because I couldn't do the same routine that I used to do before having a child, and I didn't have the time, and then I had a needy child, and it's like, oh my gosh, not needy child, but I had a child that needed me, and I had a pump. So I remember breaking down and just crying, and then Soli's like, sometimes that's why you need someone in your life that can be like, you know what, why don't I do this? Why don't I, when I go to work, why don't I take Sullivan, and then I will drop him off at your parents'. That way you don't have to worry about him, and you can just do your pumping and getting ready. And then, you know, I never thought of that. But once he suggested that, I'm like, you're a fucking genius. You're a motherfucking genius. So look at that. Yeah. So you'll find out what works for you and what doesn't. Trial and error, and, you know, asking for your spouse's help. That really, really helps a lot. So yeah,
very true. And I would say the same thing, but my spouse at the time traveled a lot. So I was at home every night by myself. Like, I felt like a single parent because
it's hard.
I was, you know, doing the feeding and the changing, and I was with her 24/7, and I still had, I just started my business at that time, so I was not only doing that, but then, you know, taking care of her. So it was like full-time mom, stay-at-home mom, but then just like a business on the side. And it was really hard for me to do. And I had to wind up quitting my full-time job when I worked at Bopha because there's just no way with my husband's schedule at that time. He was traveling all over the place. It was just hard just to kind of feel like you have help. And though his parents live in here, in Iowa, my whole family lives in Kansas City, so I didn't have the extra help as I needed it, especially at nighttime, because Cheyenne was the worst sleeper. She still is. But she, like, I just remember, like, having to be up at 1 o'clock and then 3 o'clock, and then we'd be up from 3 to 5, and then we'd be up again at 8. And so I felt like we were up all the time, and it was just hard for me to get back to sleep. And we just turned it into like a all night party thing. Like I would like shoot videos of her just sitting there, and I would make her watch YouTube videos, and I would put on like the lullabies off of YouTube, which she actually really likes. Probably why
the lullabies, yes.
Yeah, the lullabies.
Like the Baby
YouTube.
Einstein helped us a lot.
Oh yeah.
If you can get on that or whatever.
Yes,
that
and I
will
would
help.
just put it on low. And I used to when she was first born, because she was also very small, and I pumped and breastfed. And what I used to do is I would go all the way from she was in she had a crib, but I would like pick her up and then take her to her room and then feed her and pump her because I didn't want to make noise and wake up Andre. And then after that I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna fucking pump in the motherfucking bed.
Yeah.
It's too goddamn loud. Suggest you go to another room because I ain't because I'm not leaving. It was a lot of work. Pumping and feeding and being up, and then you're off balance, and your frame of mind is completely over your head. Like I couldn't tell what the day was. I didn't know what time it was anymore. I didn't even look at clocks anymore. Like I just knew I would wake up before her because I knew it was
that was
coming.
The only time. Yeah, yes. Or you dreaded bedtime because you knew that they're going to be up all the freaking time, you know. And it's one of those. I just remember that feeling of just like not looking forward to like certain parts of the day because it was going to be draining, you know. And there's many times I wanted to give up on nursing and pumping and all that. And you know, with all my children, I was able to do all of it, you know. But I'm not without a fight. Like I mean, and like I said, luckily I had a great supporter like Solely, because I would have easily been like, you know, it's so much easier for me just to not do this, you know, because I can't even handle all this. This is like so much work for me right now, you know. But yeah, like being sleep deprived is really hard, and it also can change your relationship. And I guess that's another question that we can talk about is that, you know, how does becoming a parent change your relationship? You know, like I know, like for me, I thought that, you know, Solly and I had been trying for some time and with a few losses, and when we had our first son, I thought it was going to be magic. Like I thought it was going to be the dream that we've always dreamt of, and that everything was going to be great. And it, you know, and it was great looking back, but it was one of our toughest times because we didn't sit down and talk about how we're going to parent, how we're going to handle the sleeping part, the feeding part, those things that, I mean, that's like little stuff that you don't think about talking about or having an action plan for. And even if you do have an action plan for it, what if it goes off the plan? Like, what do, you know? And then how do you make each other feel like you're appreciated? Because as a mom and you're doing all the nursing and you just gave birth and you feel like you're doing everything. But then you forget that your spouse is also working, or your significant other is also working. You know, they're also tired. So to not think selfishly and to think of just the baby, to think of like what can help you guys like grow as a person. So if it helps that that both you guys alternate shifts so that way you all are rested equally, it doesn't mean you will get rested like completely, but you'll get equal amount of rest. If that works better, and if you are ever so tired, don't feel afraid to like tell the other person like, hey, like I just need like 2 hours of nap time. Like, can you just like go and do something with the baby, get them out of my way for a little bit so I can just like
car ride, something, like anything. Yeah,
so I think just like not being afraid of how the other person's going to take it, because I know that was my thing, was like, gosh, well, he just worked all day, like I don't want to, like, I feel like I have it easier, I'm at home, you know. But actually being at home is a lot fucking harder than being at work. At work you get breaks. At home
you get a food break.
You'd be lucky if you get breaks.
You get to talk to other human beings and not a kid, and you get to you get up, you get dressed, you get to shower.
Yeah, I remember being like I remember just always looking like I remember before you came, how I looked and how I smelled was exactly how I looked and smelled when I first had children. You know, I didn't have time to get ready, you know. Like, okay, another question I just thought of. What was your daily routine of your beauty routine before kids and then after kids?
Before kids, so beforehand, girl, I mean, I would wear 2 primers, about 4 foundations.
I remember you did
and I'm like,
to get the right color.
Oh my god, this is not a joke. Like, I would like put on like 2 different liquids, 2 or 3 different concealers.
I remember
a few different powders, just to try to
days.
make my foundation just like on point.
Stay on
because it's so oily. And then, girl, full on blown out eyeshadow. I didn't do lashes all the time back in the day, but once I got more comfortable, I would do lashes here and there. I wouldn't do it all the time, just mostly on the weekends. Still like wearing about 4 lip colors. I have technically 3 on. I think I have 2 lip liners and a lipstick on. So I thought I did pretty good today.
But for the show though, we do a little bit more than what we normally would do every day.
Look, girl, I threw on 1 color over the eye. I took my eyeliner, smudged it with my fingers. I tried to put lashes on, didn't go very well. So I just kept on putting mascara and it stuck straight
You
up.
look so good though.
And I did my brows and I did put 4 foundations on. But I didn't like. Before I would do my makeup, I would spend it would take me about like an hour and a half to get that done. I would do my hair all the time. Like I had different hairstyles, like girl, every 4 days, like short, long, whatever. Like, and then now I don't wear, you catch me outside, you're not going to catch me with makeup on.
Remember my dad's funeral thing? When you came into our house.
Oh my God, I looked homeless.
She texted me and said, Bopha, I'm coming over, but I'm going to look like a homeless person. But I didn't see the text until later.
I was so tired. And I walked in her house, and then I saw Miley. Miley's like, what?
But before Miley, though.
Oh my God, no. Was it her
baby daddy, her ex-daddy?
Opened the door, was like, does anybody know her?
Does anyone know her?
Who's this chick over here? Why is she looking like that? I mean, I was looking real right.
And Miley called you, was like, hey, come on.
I know that homeless black girl. I know who she is. Let her in.
When I saw her, I was like, when I saw my phone, I was like, and then I was like, shit, you weren't really kidding when you said you're homeless.
I think I just had on sweats, like my hair was whatever it was looking like shit was not fucking done.
We're such good friends that we don't give a shit.
I know, and then like I didn't even think about like her whole family being there.
The house was full.
It was
like
full
during Asian funerals, they come to your house 7 days a week, and it's like it's crazy. It's full, yeah, full of people.
And I didn't even like. I just like
it's your first experience.
Oh well, and then I roll up in. I was like, nah, girl, you look real. You look like shit. And then Lee was like, why you roll up looking like a homeless person? Yeah, my bad.
My Lee's friend that's so funny, and she will just say it how it is.
That's my Asian Barbie. She's so real.
Oh my God, so funny.
It was bad, but I do like. Oh my God, like if I'm doing your makeup Monday through Friday, I'm gonna look homeless. I'm gonna come in with some fucking sweats on. I'm gonna have a shiny ass fucking face because my skin's oily. I'm not putting on motherfucking makeup. You'll be lucky if you even see my hair. It'll be wrapped up in a nice little like black bun with nothing on. Like I'm coming in looking like whatever. You can look good, but I'm not worried about me right now. And it sucks because even my daughter, when she comes to work with me, she's always like, when I'm dressed up, she's like, Mom, you look so pretty. And when I'm not dressed up, Mom, you look really scary. She's always like, I feel like she's afraid of me sometimes when I don't have makeup on. And yesterday, she saw me, I was home late, and my makeup was already half smeared over my face. And she's like, Mom, I really like your lipstick, and you look really, really pretty. And then I went to go, like, wash it off. She's like... She just gave me this look like she knew who the fuck I was.
That is so funny.
Like, kid, dude, it's changed so much. Like, I want to be done in 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want enough to put on, like,
we'll have to do a live one where we actually do 10 minutes of our makeup to show you how it can be done in 10 minutes. You don't look like, you won't look fully like, but you look presentable. Like, you look like you can get out of the house, like, without looking scary.
You know, like, you was coming up homeless. Like, you know, you got an extra couple coins in your pocket, somebody dropped some change off for you, and then you looked a little bit more presentable. But yeah, I look ratchet probably most of the time, and I feel really bad. Like, I sometimes go to weddings like that when I don't have enough. I can't. It's only when I don't have enough time to get ready, and I get ready in my car, which is not.
I can't get ready in my car either. I got to be ready from out of my house. I can't. Even early morning weddings, I still like. I don't do this. I mean, I still don't do. I mean, I like the way I look with less makeup anyways. I've turned to that lady, we worked at Mac when old ladies, well, they weren't old, but to us at that time they were old because we are at that age now. But I remember thinking, like, why do these ladies only like lipstick? Like, don't they know that they're missing out on eyeshadows?
Or they would only put on lipstick but no foundation.
Yeah,
so I'm like, so you just run out of house like a full-on blown lip color and like nothing else?
I freaking get it though now. Like, seriously, when you don't have time to do makeup, you just put like a swipe of color on your lips. It makes the world of difference. Yeah. And so I get it.
Oh
you just have to get to that age.
Just something that my grandma used to do. She's like, girl, lipstick can go
anywhere.
And so, like, I had, like, no time. I got my brows on, my foundation on, and I brought one lipstick with me. It was this liquid lipstick. And I was like, shit, I'm about to do it old grandma style. I'm about to rub this shit with your fingers on. You're about to do a little bit of this. You're about to put a little of that on. You're about to swipe some on your fucking eyeballs. And you're going to be good with the day. And that's what, and I feel like that's what I've been doing lately. I wish I liked putting on makeup like I used to, and I guess I don't like putting on makeup on myself as much anymore. Yeah. But like, you catch me out of town, like in a new state, girl, I'm coming out with me. I'm going to brunch with lashes on, fucking weave is on point. I might change my hairstyle multiple times during the day. I'm coming in with different outfits on. As soon as I get back to Al, I'm like, shit. Take the wig off.
You don't deserve me.
Y'all don't know me.
It's true.
I don't care, but like, yeah, it's not until I'm out of town I like feel like a whole new person, and then until I get back here, I'm like, no, that's your normal. Nobody care.
That's so funny. Before I had children, I remember I used to always put my extensions in, and I didn't know how to do it myself. I always had Kana do it for me. And then we went to Arizona one time, and we were going out to the bars, Sully and I. And I asked him to help me put my extensions in, and he didn't do it right. Oh my god, I pulled my hair out and I started crying. I was like, how the fuck do you know how to fucking put extensions?
It's like asking a black man to put on it. Like, you black, can you put on some music for me?
But I couldn't, I didn't feel like myself without extensions, and I did not feel like myself if I didn't put false lashes. Now, I feel really weird with false lashes. I like extensions in my hair still. But I do it here and there, But before I used to always have like a ton of eyeshadow on and always like match my outfit, smoky eye, pink lips, nude lips. Yeah, I was just always done up. Like my hair, my nails, everything was so done up. Like people when they did see me without anything on, they would be like, "Are you okay? Like, are you feeling well?" And now that I don't have the time and like a lot of time like I used to, I do only spend about 10 to 15 minutes, and even today, I think I spent about 30 minutes straightening my hair and my makeup. Like, I don't go the full works. I know I could probably look like for photos and stuff. Like when I went into my family photos, I don't even like to look made up anymore. I like to look more like natural, but with some makeup, and so like it's kind of hard because like it doesn't always photograph really pretty, but at the same time I'm just like, you know what, I like this, so this is who I am now, and I don't spend a whole lot of time anymore. I barely wear eyeshadows, and if I do wear eyeshadows, it is just like one swipe of color. But I do still like to produce that on people. But on myself, I don't, because it's not me anymore. But like for tutorials and stuff, I would definitely do I do feel like when I look at myself when I do a smoky eye, I always feel like I look so weird. Or if I do like black liner in my inner rim anymore, I used to always do that, remember? Yep. And smoke it out. I feel weird. Now I only like to use brown in it, like brown, like teddy liner in my inner rim. So it is. It's just a whole nother change. And like even doing a wing liner today in black, like I don't even do that normally, But then I went, less on the bottom, So like, I barely put any eyeshadow on. I think I just did one, like I think in my contour color, I just put on my lid.
And I used to always focus on my eyes and never wear a lot of lip color. And now I see myself always. Just doing my lips and then making sure I have enough color on my cheeks so I don't look washed out.
Cheeks and lips are my two favorite things as I got older. When I packed to go to California, I had so much lip colors and then I had so much blush colors. Like I love blush, but like that sounds really old because when you think of old people,
they like blush, the blusher, the rouge, the rouge.
That's me, and
rouge.
Yes.
So mom life has definitely changed how we do our makeup. And even when I teach makeup classes, you know, I always talk to the moms. I'm like, you know, you only got so much time to get shit done. Like, you want to look presentable without feeling like you try that hard.
Yeah.
Or, like, when I do my makeup, my daughter, most of the time, is with me asking me tons of freaking questions I don't really want to answer. But I let her, you know, I'll let her play and touch some stuff. I just, like, she likes blush. She likes blush and she likes eyeshadow. But, man, I don't remember the last time I cleaned my brush. It's probably breaking out so bad. Probably a little 3 months since I've cleaned those bad boys. But I don't even clean that anymore. And I don't even get excited to buy new makeup for myself. Like, I get excited to buy a makeup for work, for the studio. But then for myself, I'm just like, eh.
I do still like love to look at lip colors, and I always like to go to the Chanel counter and look at new blush colors because I love their blushes.
Blushes. Ballin'. Yeah, girl, y'all, we've been kicking it for a while. I don't even know what time
it is. Yeah, it's 1:30, so we should probably cut it. So
it's gonna be a long ass show, folks.
Yeah, so thank you so much for chatting with us today about everything.
Yeah, it like was parenthood, and then it turned into us and other things, but that was fun. Very random stuff.
Yes, so starting next week, actually, we are changing it up. We're not going to do it on Facebook Live anymore. We are going to do it from YouTube.
So YouTube has a live streaming, so it's going to be almost like Facebook Live. You'll still be able to hop on. There'll be a special link with our live streaming, and it'll let you know like upcoming shows, and then it'll send you reminders if you are subscribed to our YouTube channel, and then you'll be able to watch it from there and still comment and reply back and all that stuff. But we're gonna try it out and see how that works out. But I think it'll be good because we only leave the video up for 24 hours anyways, and we put it on YouTube. So we just thought maybe we'll try that and see how that goes. But if it doesn't go well, we'll go back to this and still do the same thing. So thank you
so much for tuning in. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.